You're such a good man. We get along so well. One more. Goodbye, my dear. Goodbye. It's not goodbye. It's farewell. We'll never see each other again. Who knows? Now I'm crying too. We'll meet again sometime. In 10 or 15 years. Then we'll hardly recognize each other and give each other the cold shoulder. Stay still. Just one last one. We won't see each other again. Thank you for everything. For everything. Can't you stay still? God willing, we'll see each other again. Make sure you write to us. Be sure to write. Oh, oh. Farewell, trees. Hup, hup. Farewell, echo. Watch out. You might get married over there in Poland. Your Polish wife will put her arms round you and say to you, Kochani. We've less than an hour left. From our battery, only Solioni is taking the barge. We're with the combat maneuver unit. 3 of the batteries are leaving today as a battalion, and another 3 tomorrow, and then the town will be all peace and quiet, and dreadful boredom. And where's Maria Sergeyevna? Masha's in the garden. I'll go say goodbye to her. Farewell. I'd better go or I'll start crying. We had a fine time here. Here's a small souvenir. A notebook with a little pencil. We'll walk to the river through here. Up, up. Farewell. They left. But they forgot to say goodbye to me. Why didn't you? Well, I forgot too, I suppose. But I'll be seeing them soon anyway. I'm leaving tomorrow. Well, just one more day left. A year from now. They'll retire me and I'll come back here to spend the rest of my life near you. I have only one little year left until my retirement. I'll come back to you here and will change my life radically. I'll become so quiet, so pious, and so very decent. Are you really? And you really ought to change your life, my dear. You ought to somehow. Yes, I feel it. Tarabondie, sit on a tomb today. Ivan Romanich is unreformable. Simply unreformable. If you'd train me, then I would reform. Fedor has shaved off his mustache. I can't bear looking at him. Why not? I would tell you what your face reminds me of, but I can't. Well then, by convention, it's modus vivendi. Our director is clean-shaven, and as soon as I become inspector, I shave too. Nobody likes it, but for me it matters not. I'm content. With or without a mustache, I'm just as content. Ivan Romanich, dear darling, I am terribly worried. Last night you were on the boulevard. Tell me, what happened there? What happened? Nothing. Nothing of any importance. It doesn't matter. They're saying that Solioni and the Baron met yesterday on the boulevard by the theater. Stop it. Why really, please? By the theater. Solioni started picking on the Baron, and the Baron couldn't take it and said something offensive. I don't know. It's all nonsense. At one of the seminaries, a teacher once wrote nonsense on a student's composition, and the student read it as nonsense. He thought it was in Latin. So funny, really. I heard that Solioni's in love with Irina and hates the Baron. Well, it's understandable. Irina's a very nice young lady. She's even a little like Masha, just as pensive. Only Irina, you're a little sweeter. Although Masha's disposition is also very good. I love her, my Masha. For some reason, everything frightens me today. I've everything ready to go, and I'm sending my things off after lunch. Tomorrow the Baron and I are getting married, and tomorrow we're also leaving for the brick factory. And the day after tomorrow I start teaching. A new life is beginning. With God's help, when I was taking the teacher's exam, I was even crying from joy, from goodness. The cart's coming any minute to pick up the things. It certainly is. But it's not very serious. It's all just ideas and not much substance. From the bottom of my heart, though, I wish you the best. My lovely girl, my darling, my precious girl, you're so far ahead of me. There's no catching up. I'm left behind like a bird of passage that's too old and can't fly. Fly away, my dears. Fly away, and God bless. You shouldn't have shaved off your mustache. Fedor Ilyich, that's enough. Well, as soon as the soldiers leave today, everything will go back the way it was. No matter what they say, Masha is a good and honest woman. I love her very much. And I thank my fate. People's lots are all so different. There is this Kozrev fellow in the excise tax office. We went to school together. But he was let go in 5th grade because he just couldn't get the ut consecutivum. Now he's sick. Lives in poverty. And when I see him, I always say, hello, ut consecutivum. And he says, yes, exactly, consecutivum. As he coughs. But I've been fortunate all my life. I'm happy. I even have the Stanislaus, 2nd class, and I now teach others as ut consecutivum. Of course, I'm intelligent, more intelligent than many. But that's not what makes me happy. Tomorrow evening, I won't have to listen to a maiden's prayer. I won't be running into Protopopov. And Protopopov is sitting there in the drawing room. He came today, too. Has the headmistress come yet? No, not yet. They sent for her. If you only knew how hard it's been for me to live here alone without Olia. She lives at the high school. She's headmistress, busy all day long, and I'm all alone, bored. And I have nothing to do, and I abhor the room I live in. So this is what I decided. Since I'm not meant to live in Moscow, so be it. Such is my fate. I can't do anything about it. It's all God's will. Yes, it is. Nikolai Lvovich proposed to me. And so I thought about it and made my decision. He's a good man. Amazing. What a good man he is. And suddenly I felt as if my soul had sprung wings, and I cheered up and lightened up, and I felt again like working. Only something happened yesterday, and the secret's been hanging over me. Nonsense. It's all nonsense. The headmistress has arrived. Come. Tatarumbtie, sit on a tomb today. Sitting there, lolling about. And why not? Oh, nothing. Did you love my mother? Very much. And did she love you? That I don't remember anymore. Is mine here? That's how our cook Marfa used to talk about her policeman. Mine. Is mine here? Not yet. When you steal happiness in dribs and drabs, and then you lose it like me, a shred at a time, then little by little, you grow crude and embittered. I'm, I'm boiling inside. That's our Andre, our dear brother. All hopes are lost. Thousands of people helped hoist a huge bill. It took so much effort and money, and it suddenly dropped down and shattered. All of a sudden, just like that, same with Andre. When will they finally quiet down in the house, making a hubbub? Soon. I have an old-fashioned striking watch. The first, second, and fifth batteries are leaving at 1 o'clock sharp. And I'm tomorrow. For good? I don't know. I may come back after a year. Although who the hell knows? It doesn't matter. The town will be deserted, snuffed out. Something did happen yesterday by the theater. Everyone's talking about it, but I don't know. It's nothing. It's nonsense. Soleone started picking on the Baron. The Baron lost his temper, insulted him, and Soleone, in the end, was obliged to challenge him to a duel. I think it's time already. At 12:30 in the State Grove, that one that you see across the river. Bang, bang. Soleone imagines himself Lermontov and even writes poetry. Joking aside, it's his third duel already. Whose? Soleone's. And the Baron? What about the Baron? I'm all confused. Still. I'm saying that we shouldn't let them do it. He could injure the Baron or even kill him. The Baron's a good man, but one Baron more, one Baron less. What does it matter? Let them. It doesn't matter. You'll have to wait. That's Sfortsov calling the second. He's sitting in the boat. In my opinion, taking part in a duel or attending it, even as a doctor, is morally wrong. It only seems that way. We're not here, nothing's here, and we only think that we exist. And what does it matter? All day they talk, talk, talk. Living in this climate where it could start snowing any minute, and these conversations to boot. I'm not going inside the house. I can't go in there. When Vershinin gets here, tell me. And birds of passage are flying already. Swans or geese, my dear birds, the lucky ones. Our house will become empty. The officers will leave, you're leaving, my sister's getting married, and I'll be all alone in the house. And the wife? A wife is a wife. She's honest, decent, well, good-hearted, but at the same time she has something in her heart that debases her to a petty, blind, sort of a scaly creature. In any case, she's not a person. I'm talking to you like a friend, the only person I can open up to. I love Natasha, I do, but sometimes she seems so incredibly vulgar. And then I'm completely at a loss, and Don't understand why. How come I love her so, or at least used to? My friend, I'm leaving tomorrow, and we may never see each other again, so here's my advice to you. Put on your cap, pick up a walking stick, and leave. Walk and keep walking without a backward glance. And the farther you get away, the better. Doctor, it's time. It's already 12:30. Coming. I'm fed up with all of you. Andrusha, if anyone asks for me, tell them I'll be right back. Oh, no time to say a prayer. He was knocked down by a bear. What are you groaning about, old man? So, how's the health? Like the wealth. The old man worries for no reason. I won't allow myself much and will just wing him like a woodcock. I've used up a full bottle today, but my hands still smell. They smell of corpse. So, do you remember the poem? On restless seas seeking tempests, as if in tempests he'd find rest. Yes, no time to say a prayer. He was knocked down by a bear. Hoop, hoop, halloo, halloo. Papers to sign. Get away from me. Get away. I entreat you. But that's what papers are for signing them. He's probably the only person in town who's glad that the soldiers are going. That's understandable. Our town will feel deserted now. Darling, I'll be right back. Where are you going? I have to go into town to see my friends off. That's not true. Nikolai, why are you so absent-minded today? What happened yesterday by the theater? I'll come back in an hour, and I'll be with you again. My precious. I've loved you for 5 years, and I still can't get used to it. And you seem to me ever more beautiful. What lovely, beautiful hair. What eyes. Tomorrow I'll take you away from here and we'll work. We'll be rich and my dreams will come to life. You will be happy. There's just one more thing, just one. You don't love me. It's not in my power. I'll be your wife, faithful and obedient, but there is no love. What can I do? I've never loved, not once in my life. Oh, how I've dreamed about love. I've been dreaming about it for a long time. But my heart is like an expensive grand piano. It's locked up and the key is lost. You seem restless. I didn't sleep last night. There's nothing terrible in my life to frighten me, but this lost key torments my soul. Doesn't let me sleep. Say something to me. Say something to me. What? Say what? What? Anything. Enough. That's enough. Sometimes in life, out of the blue, these little things, these nothings, acquire such significance. You still laugh at them, still think them trifles, but you keep going, realizing that you don't have the strength to stop yourself. Oh, let's not talk about that. I feel cheerful. It's as if I'm seeing these pines, maples, and birch trees for the first time in my life, and everything looks at me with anticipation. What beautiful trees. And come to think of it, how beautiful life must be around them. I have to go. It's time. There, a dead tree, and yet it's swaying with the others in the wind. That's how I imagine. Even if I die, I will be part of a life one way or another. Farewell, my darling. The papers that you gave me are on my desk, under the calendar. I'm coming with you. No, no. Irina. What? I don't have coffee this morning. Tell them to make me some. Andrei Sergeyevich, these aren't my papers. See, they're official. I didn't make them up. Oh, where is it? Where did my past go? When I was young, cheerful, intelligent, when I dreamed and thought beautiful thoughts, when my present and future were full of hope. Why is it that the moment we begin to live, we become boring, drab, tedious, lazy, indifferent, useless, and unhappy? Our town has existed for 200 years. 100,000 inhabitants. And yet not one of them who doesn't look like the rest. Not a single hero. Not in the past, not in the present, not a scholar or an artist, not even someone a tiny bit noticeable to awaken envy or desire to emulate. They only eat, drink, sleep, then die. Others are born and also eat, drink, and sleep, and so as not to sink into torpor from this boredom. They spice their lives with vile gossip, vodka cards, litigiousness, and the wives deceive their husbands, and husbands lie, pretending they don't see anything, don't hear anything, and this devastating vulgar influence oppresses the children, and the divine spark goes out in them, and they turn into the same pitiful corpses, like their fathers and mothers, resembling one another. What do you want? What? Sign papers. I'm fed up with you. Just now, a doorman from the treasury was saying, he says in St. Petersburg last winter it was 200 degrees of frost. The present's revolting, but how good it feels to think about the future. It feels free and open. And in the distance, a glimmering light, and I see freedom, and I see myself and my children free ourselves from idleness and drinking kvass, from goose with cabbage and after lunch naps, and from this vile sponging. 2,000 people froze, supposedly. The people, he says, were horrified. Maybe in Petersburg or maybe in Moscow, can't remember. My dear sisters, my remarkable sisters, Masha, my sister. Who's talking so loud here? Is that you, Andrusha? You wake up little Sophie. Il ne faut pas faire de bruit. La Sophie est dormie déjà. Vous êtes au jour et en nous. If you want to talk, then let someone else take the baby carriage. Fairpont, take the baby carriage from the master. Yes, ma'am. I'm speaking softly. Bobek. Naughty Bobek. Bad Bobek. All right, I'll go over these and sign what's needed, and you'll take them back to the office. Bobek, what's your mama's name? My dear, and who's this? This is Aunt Olia. Say to your aunt, hello, Olia. Our orchard's like a public thoroughfare. People walk and drive through it all the time, Nanny. Give the musicians something. You'd better go. God bless my dears. The poor people, the bitter fate. No one plays on a full stomach Hello, Arisha. Eesh. What a good life. What a good life. A free apartment at the school. My precious girl. Together with Alushka. God's found me a place in my old age. Never in my life have I had it better. Sinner that I am. The apartment's large, belongs to the school, and I've a whole little room and a little bed. Everything belongs to school. I wake up at night and oh, Lord and goodness gracious, there's no one more fortunate than me. We're leaving, Olga Sergeyevna. It's time for me to go. Wish you all the very best. Where's Maria Sergeyevna? Somewhere in the garden. I'll go look for her. Please, I'm in a hurry. I'll go look, too. Mashenka, you? Hello? Everything comes to an end, and so we part ways. The town served us a sort of lunch. We drank champagne. The town gave a speech. I was eating and listening, but in my soul I was here with you. I've become so attached to you. Will we ever see each other again? Most likely not. My wife and both girls will be staying here for another 2 months or so. Please, if anything happens, if they need anything, yes, yes, of course, rest assured. Tomorrow there won't be a single soldier left in town. It'll all be a distant memory, and of course, for us, a new life will begin. Nothing works out the way we wanted. I didn't want to be headmistress, and yet I've become one. I'll never be in Moscow then. Well, thank you for everything. Forgive me if I did anything wrong. I've talked too much. Please forgive me and don't think ill of me. What else can I say to you but by way of parting? What's there to philosophize about? Life is hard. To many of us it appears dead-ended and hopeless. But still, we have to admit that it's becoming more clear and easier all the time, and most likely it won't take long before it becomes altogether bright. It's time for me to go. It's time. In the past, mankind was busy making wars, filling its existence with campaigns, incursions, victories. But now all that has outlived itself, leaving behind an immense void with nothing to fill it yet. Mankind is desperately looking for it, and we'll find it, of course. Oh, if only it could be sooner. If only we could add education to love of work, and love of work to education. Well, it's time for me to go. Here she comes. I've come to say goodbye. Farewell. That's enough. Enough. Write to me. Think of me. Let me go. It's time. Olga Sergeyevna, take me. Take her. It's time. For me. I'm late. That's enough, Masha. Stop it, dear. It's all right. Let her cry. Let her. My good Masha, my kind Masha, you're my wife, and I'm happy no matter what. I am not complaining, not reproaching you in the least. Here, Olia is my witness. We'll go back to live like before, and I won't say a word to you, not even one hint. Calm down, Masha. Calm down. Give her some water. I'm not crying anymore. She's already stopped crying. She's so good-hearted. A green oak stands by a curving seashore, and on that oak a golden chain. Green cat, green oak, I'm mixing up. An unfortunate life. I don't need anything now. I'll calm down in a moment. It doesn't matter. What does by a curving seashore mean? Why can't I get these words out of my head? My thoughts are all mixed up. Calm down, Masha. See, what a good girl. Let's go in the room. I won't go in there. I don't go in the house anymore, and I'm not going to. Let's sit together quietly for a bit. I'm leaving tomorrow. Yesterday I took away this beard and mustache from a junior at the school. I look like the German teacher, don't I? These boys are funny. You do look like your German teacher. He does. Masha, that's enough. Just like him. What? Potapapa, Mikhail Ivanitch will keep an eye on Sophie, and Andrei Sergeyevich will take the baby carriage with Bobik. Children are so much work. Irina, you're leaving tomorrow. What a pity. Stay another week at least. Stop that. You scared me. I've gotten so used to you, and you would think it'll be easy for me to say goodbye to you. I'll have them move Andrei with his violin into your room. Let him saw you away there. And we'll put Sophie in his room. An amazing, marvelous child. What a dear little girl. She looked at me today with these eyes, and Mama, a fine baby, that's true. So starting tomorrow, I'm here alone. First of all, make them cut down this spruce tree path, then this maple at night time. It looks so ugly. My dear, that sash does not suit you at all. It's in bad taste. You need something a little brighter there, and here I'll have them plant all over lots of flowers, and its smell. What is this fork doing on the bench? I'm asking, what is this fork doing on the bench here? Be quiet. She's on a rampage. They're leaving. Our dear ones are going away. Well then, safe journey to them. We have to go home. Where's my hat and cape? I took them in the house. I'll go get them. Well, now we can all go to our respective homes. It's time. Olga Sergeyevna. What? What? Nothing. I don't know how to tell you. No. Yes, that's how it goes. I'm exhausted, utterly exhausted. I don't want to talk to anyone. However, it doesn't matter. What happened? Today's a terrible day. I don't know how to tell you, my dear. What? Tell me quickly. What? For God's sake. The Baron was killed in a duel just now. I knew it. I knew it. I'm exhausted. Let them cry a little. What does it matter? Oh, listen to the music. They're going away from us, and one is gone forever. We'll be left all alone and to begin our life anew. We must go on living. We must. A time will come when everyone will know what it's all about. Why all this suffering? There won't be any mystery, but in the meantime, we must go on living. We must work. Just work. Tomorrow I'll go by myself. I'll teach school and devote my life to those who may need it. It's fall now. Winter will be here soon. The snow will bury everything, and I will work. I will work. The music is so cheerful, lively, and I feel like living. Oh my God, time will pass and will be gone forever. We'll be forgotten. Our faces will be forgotten. Our voices and how many of us there were. But our suffering will turn to joy for those who will live after us. Peace and happiness will come to earth, and they'll remember kindly and bless those who live now. Oh, my dear sisters, our life isn't over yet. We will live. The music is so cheerful, so joyous, and it seems just a little bit longer, and we'll know why we live, why we suffer. If only we could know. If only we could know. Tararum die, sit on a tomb today. Ugh, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If only we could know. If only we could know.